What would happen if the whole world had a blackout of 2 years? In a rice store, a rich man came in and took off his watch to exchange rice. What is this for? Immediately he took the key of Lamborghini, but he was kicked out. Poor man. At that time, a supercar was not worth a bag of rice. In the world there was no electricity, luxury items were valueless. Even money became some worthless paper. 2 years ago, every day the male protagonist returned home. The first thing he did was watching TV. And like him, each day his daughter spent too much time on her mobile phone. If she didn't use her phone, she could be unpleasant that whole day. As long as the phone was low battery, she would instantly charge up it. Every day his son also stayed in his room to edit films. One day, suddenly there was a power cut. All foods in the fridge were damaged. On the way to work, the father saw packed crowds in the train station. Train couldn't work due to power outage. Not only electric trains, now taxi drivers also had to walk. They looked at the kid riding bicycle with their eyes filled with longing. But even so, they still went to work. Because of blackout, lessons at school became self-study. And the power cut made the bike market hot again. 7 days passed, there was no one on the street, and nothing in the supermarket. People also moved out of the big city. The whole world lived without the power for 7 days. Even people was not supplied water. Houses were like landfills. After going to the toilet, they couldn't flush it, so they had to go to the public toilets. The father could only relocate to his countryside with his family. However, on the way to move to the countryside, they realized that a bottle of water costed 1,000 yen. The father immediately said, "It is costly, so you keep it to drink." But as they went forward, they found out the price of water increased up to 2,000 yen. When going further, they saw its price went up to 2,500 yen, and the number of purchases was limited. Therefore, instantly the mother decided to buy all the water bottles here. The whole family ate a little food and drank a little water, so they can cope with their hunger. On the highway, all people pulled suitcases back their hometown. Most of people had to walk because they were unlikely to buy bikes. Compared to others, it was clear that this family was luckier. When they took a rest under a tree, people sitting beside wanted to buy their water. Although they were kind, in that situation money was no longer important, so they hid water. In the evening, they slept on the side of road and took a tarp as a blanket. Suddenly the son found out that someone stole their water. At once, he chased the person, but he found that the thief stole water to make milk for his baby. He promptly put away his stick and turned back. On the next day, they stopped in front of a tunnel. There were 4 blind old ladies and a board with a line of word, "Let's give us food. We will take you past the tunnel." What was going on? Would they need a person guide them if they wanted to go through the tunnel? All family members had no word and rode bicycle into the tunnel. Living without the power for a fortnight, the family went to a tunnel. There were 4 blind old ladies in front of the tunnel made them confused. They were afraid of being cheated and instantly rode bike into the tunnel. "They are going to return," old women said. It had not been long since they entered the tunnel. Everything was pitch black. They continuously crashed into cars and dead animals that made them frightened and turned back. They eventually had to let the elderly guide them through the tunnel. Suddenly it rained heavily. They had no time to take their luggage and ran under the bridge to avoid the rain. But after that, they were dumbfounded. The computer was broken. Clothes were dirty. Rice was also soaked. The father picked it up and his heart was full of fear. After the power outage for 60 days, the family were like this. Insects became their meals. As soon as the father put insects into his mouth, a pig appeared. They were starving, so they used all their strength to catch it. However, no one dared kill. Luckily, a man appeared and took a knife to butcher it. It turned into that the pig was his. Then the man even invited them a meal, and they were full. But while they ate grilled pork, they broke down in tears. They hadn't eaten such a delicious meal for a long time. After the meal, they continued on their way. On the 94th day of the blackout, they encountered a pack of stray dogs. Fortunately, a train passing saved them. Experiencing a tough journey, eventually they arrived to their hometown. 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. The dad and his son worked as a fisherman. The mother and their daughter wove. Although they lived without electricity, they were really happy. Unexpectedly the power came back on, but they found down, because they were familiar with their current life. To sum up, during the 2-year power cut, the bad and good things of human beings were exposed evidently. The male protagonist's family wasn't interested in urban life any longer. Give this video a thumbs up and share it if you enjoy it. Thank you.